Welcome to the Sport of Luxury, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm your host, Darius Holly, and today I'm joined in good company. Sometimes, when you just want to pop out in Miami, you might got to just ask yourself, hey, where's Jeanie? And today, she's right here on the show with us. Jeanie, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm feeling good. Thank you for having me.
Of course.
Thank
you for coming through.
Appreciate this.
Of course. So, I wanted to start off, you from South Florida originally?
Yeah, I'm from Broward.
From Broward?
Yeah.
Okay, word. So, kind of just take us back to what it was like growing up here for you.
So, growing up in Broward, just to set the record straight, is very different from growing up in Miami.
Mm-hmm.
So, for us growing up in Broward, I would say the similar, I guess when people ask, what is it growing up like? It's the same. Pop Warner. I'm sure y'all had that too.
Yeah.
Little League, football, all those things. So, I was a Little League cheerleader. Those kind of things. So, I think growing up, I feel like for anybody, especially for Black kids, we grew up kind of the same.
Yeah.
Being Caribbean though might be a little bit different because the things we grew up doing are probably a little bit different. But I feel like for the most part, I grew up kind of like everybody else: mom, dad, sisters. Ran track, was a cheerleader, played volleyball, normal things.
And I asked that too because that is definitely a general question.
Yeah.
But so I'm from Virginia, and it's kind of a smaller town and stuff like that in comparison to Broward or Miami-Dade, So, sometimes I just like to kind of get some insight, I don't know if it is some difference or anything like that. But for the most part, like you said, it is kind of like pretty similar,
I feel like we all start as kids the same. Yeah. As far as you do the same kind of things. And then when we kind of branch off into our teenage years, it might shift.
Yeah.
But I feel like for the most part, a lot of people like us, we start off kind of doing things very traditional, which is playing sports,
right,
going to whatever your friends are doing, whether it be the teen clubs or the block parties or things of that nature.
Right.
And then as we get older and the internet comes into play, we all kind of branch off into do our own things. That's why I say kind of growing up the same.
Right.
Just when I talk to all my friends from DC, from Virginia, from New York, that's what
Yeah, for sure. Did you travel a lot growing up?
As a kid, no. So as a kid, I only really went to Haiti a lot, believe it or not. I didn't get to go to the first time I went to New York, but the first time I went anywhere, I believe it was New York, as far as on a plane. Well, obviously Haiti, because I was raised in Haiti. Mm-hmm. And then I would go there a lot for the summers. So we didn't travel a lot because my parents weren't really, they knew what they knew because of me and my sister. So being that they were immigrants, they weren't really tapped into a lot of things. So traveling wasn't a thing that we did, but my aunt, my mom's older sister, she was the one that always went back and forth between here and Haiti. So she would bring me with her. Mm-hmm. So that was the most traveling that I did. I think the first time I went to New York, I probably was in my early 20s. And that's when I wanted to become a model. So I went there to do that. So that was my first traveling stint. So no, I didn't get to travel a lot as a kid. We went to Orlando. So that's the thing. Being from Florida, you go to Orlando,
right,
you go to Busch Gardens. Our field trips, that's the thing. Growing up here, I don't know about I'm not sure where y'all got to go as kids, in driving distance for your field trips.
So for me, field trips, in Virginia, so I'm from Virginia Beach. So we would go to Williamsburg. That's or something like that, but nothing too crazy. But as far as just traveling, drive wise, we would do DC. That's
okay.
It's one of the closest things driving wise. I went to Atlanta a lot too. That's 8 hours from Virginia. But yeah, no. That's what's up. That's what's up. So fast forward to now, I'm just gonna jump straight ahead.
Let's do it.
Going back to to the WheresJeanie concept, which I love, by the way.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Of course. Where are some of your favorite restaurants here in Miami?
Uchi.
Oh, yeah, you said that quick.
Yep. Uchi is my favorite only because I'm really weird with food right now.
Yeah.
So if it could be as simple as possible, which is fish and rice, nigiri pieces and things like that, I'm really big into sushi. So Uchi's my favorite. Of course, I'm gonna have to say Red Rooster.
Okay, yeah.
It's my family.
Yeah.
So I eat there every weekend.
Okay.
And my other favorite would be Pierre's, which is a Haitian restaurant that I recommend anybody and everybody to go to.
Okay.
To me, it's the most authentic as far as like what it feels like for your Haitian mom or aunt or grandmother to cook. Pierre's is my favorite. So like Uchi, Rooster, Pierre.
Okay.
But I'm not a big eater-outer for me. It's like I do it with my friends, birthday dinners, things like that.
Special occasions.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. So what about like, is Pierre's kind of like a low-key spot? Or is it?
Yeah, Pierre's is low-key. So the thing with Haitian restaurants, which is the gift and the curse and the beauty of it, is it's not going to be Instagrammable.
Yeah, okay.
You're not going to it's not going to be nothing crazy.
Yeah.
You might not even want to sit inside. So with Pierre's, usually for the most part, I Uber Eats it to my job, or I go in and grab it and go. So you would say it's low-key. You could say it's low-key.
Okay. No. Makes sense. Okay. So, of course, you mentioned Uchi, which I love too, by the way.
Okay, good.
I've been there a couple times, and 10 out of 10 every time.
Are you into the nigiri, or what are you into?
I'm actually real basic, though. I'm like a fried rice type of dude, you know what I mean? So,
that's
like,
fine.
I'll go to a million different restaurants, you know what I mean? And if they got fried rice, I'll just try their fried rice, you know? So I kind of judge it all off of that. But I did try, last time, it was like a 72-hour short rib that I tried from there.
Ooh.
And that was fire.
Was it over a bed of rice, or was it on that?
It was over rice.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it was. Yeah, it's like a little bit of rice. It won't like.
Oh, the short rib piece.
Yeah, the short rib
Oh,
piece.
yeah. That's one of my favorites. Yeah.
So like
that's
that was
one of my favorites.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I didn't know what to expect. I mean, 72 hours. I'm like, they gassy. No. It was. Yeah.
I recommend
like
Uchi for anybody that wants to start.
Yeah. No, for sure. So. All right, so of course Miami is broadly known for the luxurious lifestyle and nightlife, but I'm sure it wasn't always like this. Could you kind of like talk about the transformation of what it's turned into, what you think about it, and where you think it's headed?
So for me, I watch a lot of documentaries on like cocaine cowboys and things in that nature. So what's interesting is Miami has kind of always been party, entertainers, women, whatever you want to, like, however you want to slice it.
Okay.
So for me, I would say Memorial Day weekend was a big thing. So I can remember going on Memorial Day weekend and just walking up and down the strip, not having to go in any club, and you have the best time of your life. So I think our transition as far as like nightlife and energy, to me, Miami has always been, I don't want to say it's always been that, but that's kind of been the main thing for people on the outside looking in.
Gotcha. So
it's always been party, nightlife, whatever the big holidays were. You knew celebrities were going to be there. You knew everybody's going to be outside. Go back to the last part of the question. Yeah, go back to your last part.
No, I mean, I wanted to kind of just get into like what you thought about like the transformation as far as like, I don't know, because you did mention that it's always been like that from the Cocaine Cowboys era, because I saw that documentary too, and that was how they was living was crazy. I love
very
it.
yeah.
But I mean, it transforming into more and more celebrities come here. It really being a destination to people, not just wanting to visit, people living here, like celebrities and, influencers and stuff like that. What do you think about that kind of like overpopulating essentially? Because I know that's been a thing, especially as of recently. It's just been a lot of people coming in and just coming in because they want to live the lifestyle, they want to be in good weather. Like, what do you think about that, as far as especially being from, South Florida?
I can say being from here is interesting because I feel like people that are from here and people that are visiting here, we obviously have two different scopes.
Yeah.
Because we're obviously doing the norm, right? So then when you see on Instagram or whatever social media outlets you peer into to see what Miami is about, you obviously see really nice spots and people hopping out in black cars and everybody's at the pool at the Fontainebleau, and really and truly we were doing none of those things.
Right.
Like we were literally just at our friend's house or at the local club or literally going to Fridays for happy hour to eat. Mm-hmm. So I think the beauty of it for locals too is that you all have given us a different view in a sense, because what we're doing, I wouldn't say wouldn't be appealing to you all, but it's not necessarily like the norm. Probably the spot in Virginia that you just pull up to real quick to go get some wings.
Right.
And then there's a spot you're going to take your friends to go get some wings when they're out of town. So I think that's the very big difference. But I think about like my friends that are still in Broward. I mean, I'm still in Broward too, but like my friends that are there but are still living that Broward lifestyle.
Right.
I think for us, the pandemic is when the switch happened, is when the world obviously became smaller.
Yeah.
And a lot more people started living here. And I think that's, to me, what has made Miami even more zhuzhy than it was before. Because before, to me, when you was going outside of Miami, you had to have money. Like, there was Play, there was the Forge, there was the Fit, there was Grass. Like, tables were like, you know, those at the time, $5,000, those ridiculous numbers.
Yeah.
So that's the shift that I have seen is, to me, a little bit more accessible now. I think it's more of a reality for people, which I think is great. Like, anybody can come to Miami now and somehow find a way to have a good time.
For sure. So that leads me into my next question, because I wanted to backtrack real quick, because we spoke on restaurants a minute ago. So say someone was visiting the city and they wanted to pop out on a Friday night. Give me a good rundown of a good Friday.
I would say a good Friday night. I like to start I like to start my outings earlier.
Okay.
So like for me, like when I text my girls, it's like we can go through my phone. It's usually like meet at Uchi for happy hour. We go to Uchi happy hour 5 to 7, do a little 1-2. Bar culture here is usually a later thing. It's not really a bigger thing. And I mean, of course, you would go to thank you after you do your shkabang.
Okay.
You would go to the pool hall. That's at Red Rooster. And then after, I mean, you go to the strip club, you go to Gala, you go wherever. That would be my Friday night. I like to start with dinner. Cocktails, drinks. That's like my thing now. I like to get a little cocktail, get a little drink. Then go to the club. And after the club, we can either go to a strip club or we go eat somewhere.
For sure.
A little late night spot.
So I'm glad you caught the lob that I threw, because I wanted to jump right into Thank You It's Friday. So let's talk about that. How did that all start?
Wow. So Thank You started actually in December of 2022 at another location at the old 1306. Sorry. So that's where it started, and it was an idea that me and Zach Mars were just talking, and he was like, we should do something before the end of the year, and I'm like, okay, let's do something. We did it, and I really liked the energy that it cultivated. And then Thank You at Red Rooster started because I had always been the VIP host at Red Rooster from basically when their doors had opened back in. The doors at Red Rooster for the pool hall, the lounge portion, opened in 2021. Opened late 2021.
Okay.
They didn't have any programming. Someone told them about me. They reached out to me, and then I just started facilitating their VIP service, and that's how I got started. I was just doing the VIPs Friday, Saturday, Sundays, facilitating bottle service and things of that nature. And the former party that was there on the Friday, they resigned. And luckily for me, I already had Thank You. I already had it pretty much organized how I wanted to be. And then they asked me if I was okay with bringing it. It was supposed to be temporary, actually. So it was supposed to be temporary. And the funny thing is, a lot of people, nobody knows this. Only me and one other person know this. They actually called me and told me that they were canceling it. And I was like, no.
No, we ain't doing it.
I was like, I called so many people.
Yeah.
I was like, I started an Instagram page. I was like, I have an Eventbrite.
Yeah.
And luckily, the manager at the time, she was like, I mean, girl, I got the keys. So, like, it's nothing for us to run it because we've already been doing it. Mm-hmm. So that's kind of how Thank You started. It started in April of 2023.
Nice. Okay, so it sounded like it was good timing, especially with, you already kind of like, starting up what you were doing, and they needing kind of like a replacement from the last situation that they had going on, and it is what it is now, and I love to see it. I've been a few times, and it's been a great time every single time.
That. Yeah, I appreciate that.
For sure, you always take care of us, for sure.
That's the vibes.
But I will say too, it's so crazy. I never even knew what a speakeasy was before I moved to Miami, so like that was just a new thing to me, and I think that concept is so fire. If we have some in Virginia, I surely don't know about them. So, but Miami definitely does well with those, and it's always some good vibes that are going behind fire restaurants and stuff like that too. So also, I see you recently. You and the crew had an aux party at Soul House, where attendees could come and plug up and play whatever they wanted to hear. So how did that come about? Like the idea for that?
So the aux party came from an extension of something special, and something special started with originally Dakari, Zach, and Jared.
Okay.
And I was just the host, and the other young lady, Amanda, she was the photographer. So that's just kind of how it was, and that's kind of how we were moving. And then when we seen things growing, everybody, kind of said what they wanted and how they wanted to be a part.
Yeah.
So the aux party was it's Dakari and I's baby that we kind of, made sure did its thing. So the aux party actually started at Baby Jane in Brickell, which actually was really, the way we did it this year was a little bit different. We had them present their music, and then Jared DJ'd, and then Jumby MC'd, and at the time we used to just have them plug up. Yeah. So both are really great. I kind of like the idea of Jared them playing the music.
Yeah.
Because I never knew how hard it was to tell people, like, nah, it's pack it up. It's time to go.
Nah, I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine somebody playing some bullshit or something that's just not fitting for the vibe.
Exactly.
Because, when we go out, we want to hear good transitions, or just you wanted the music to be cohesive.
Yeah.
Like you can't play something that's like one vibe and you play the next song be a whole different vibe, and it's just throwing everybody off.
So that's like the new rule.
Yeah.
Like, pay attention to what the person is playing so you can understand, too. Because I think the old one, what made the old one good was that everybody got to play whatever. Yeah. But it's like you said, it was just kind of like you come in plugging up and just play it. Even when I did it, I could tell the crowd was like, And I was like, okay, I'm gonna wrap this up.
All right. So, so for any event that you throw, what's kind of like your process of just coming up with new themes and concepts for an event, like in general, just?
So honestly, I can say it takes a team.
Yeah.
So for me, I started with a collective like years ago called the Art Mob, and I think that's what gave me my footing into being able to do what I'm doing now. Mm-hmm. So for me, with the idea, like, it could just honestly just be from anything. Like, I could just be watching TV or listening to music and just think of things. Like, for thank you, it was honestly just to thank everybody for supporting us for the year, and then it was just supposed to be like not a thing. So now it's turned into like, because I'm very like, I express a lot of gratitude naturally, because that's just me. Like, I feel like we're all moving parts for each other. So when I think of the ideas, it kind of honestly just comes from anything. And like, if you mean as far as like DJs or how I go about, programming it, it's kind of like the idea. So with Thank You, because it's centered around R&B and hip hop, I want the DJs to be centered around R&B and hip hop.
Gotcha.
And then that goes into how the hosts come about. And that just goes into it. There's so many things, like even with the photographers and what you want it to look like. So that's just kind of how it goes for me.
No, for sure. I definitely makes sense. And I know, like I said, it takes a team. I know it's a lot of moving parts. So with that, when it comes to event production, what would you say is your favorite part about it? Like, what's in the sense of like?
My favorite part is kind of when it's over.
Oh, okay.
That's why I laugh. Because it's crazy. It takes so much to do something for 4 hours that people don't even know. You're on the phone all day. You're talking to people all week with the graphic designer, with the DJs, who wants to play at what time, who's coming, what guests are coming. And people got to understand, like, for me, I consider this guerrilla style. Like, it's my own funding. I'm paying you. Nobody else is paying you. You know what I'm saying? When it's over, when I say that, I don't mean like, oh, I want you guys all gone or whatever.
No, I get it.
It's like, wow, I did this. And
another successful night.
That's what I mean. Yeah, that's my, to me, that's my favorite part about it. To see it come to life, because it's a lot that comes into it. Again, with just, gathering people together. Like, we're living in a different time. Like, everybody's kind of moving on the beat of their own drum, which is great. So you're trying to, piece a lot of people together. So That's kind of like my
everybody on the same page. And it's just, I get it.
Trust me, it's a lot more intricate than you would think. Just with DJs and like timing and knowing what DJs to plug in the beginning and knowing who to plug in the middle, knowing who to plug in the end, like what host is going to actually be a host, be inviting to people, going to be that vibe that people, come to the party to see.
Right, for sure. And I know there's a lot of politics that probably go into, which we don't got to get into. But I know it's a lot of politics that
that's
go
a whole
into
nother,
it.
That's a whole nother show.
For sure. So on the flip side to that, what is your least favorite part about it?
I think because I like to do things on my own, I think that's the least favorite part is that I'm playing a lot of different roles when I could just, where we think we can plug people in, but not that saying you can. But I think my least favorite part is how many things that I'm actually doing and how much I don't get to enjoy the actual party. So like when I see y'all out and everybody's having a good time, I'm like, damn, I want to go over there too.
Yeah.
But then someone's texting my phone. So I think that's the least favorite part, but then that's also what it's going to take for me to be able to party in the next year or whenever that time comes. So that's probably the least, just doing a lot.
For sure. Okay, now that makes sense. So when Jeanie isn't curating or hosting an event, how is the luxury of your time spent? What you like to do outside of work?
Outside of work, because I don't work as much as it seems, which is the beauty of it as well, like working in nightlife. I would say like yoga, working out has really helped me compartmentalize a lot of things. What else do I like to do? I'm on the internet a lot, looking at clothes. So I like to shop. Okay. That's one of my things I like to do. Yeah. So working out, exercising, obviously family time, things with my niece, that's really important. I play a really big part in her life. So that's a lot of my day-to-day is like actually being like a mom number 2, picking her up and doing things like that. So I think that's like a side people don't know because that's just not what I show because that's literally my day-to-day. Yeah. So yeah, outside of partying, just shopping, not just shopping, but shopping, working out, planning whatever it is I got to plan. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. My life's pretty boring now that I think about it, now that you made me say it.
No. It sounds like, something that's just
a balance. Yeah. Just an easy balance.
Because that's what it's all about. You need something to kind of mentally recharge, especially, when you're dealing with, the work life that you have. It's a lot of logistics that go into it. And you need something to kind of like I said, keep you balanced. Yeah. So, but speaking of shopping and, and clothes, anytime I run into you, you always got that shit on. So
try to.
You know what I mean? So talk to me about some of your favorite brands right now.
Right now, obviously Martine Rose because I have it on. Okay. I love Ghani for sure. Because I just feel like it's a really cute girl brand that's very like mid-range affordable for everybody. Yeah. Margiela. What's another brand I like? Like when it comes for like the cozy girls and the baggy shit, I love Jaded London. Source Unknown is dope. Essentials is dope. I like anything cozy, baggy, and whatever brand. I'm a big Alexander Wang fan because I feel like he literally makes things for me. Word. Tall and skinny. Like that's just what I look for because my legs are long. It's hard to find jeans. So I fuck with that. And that's just the thing. Whoever's making what I like is where I gravitate towards. But I feel like as we get older and as we put our money into things that make sense, for me, I like to go a little bit higher just because it lasts a little bit longer. Yeah. You know. So.
I mean, listen, I'm definitely into, cozy myself and I love to be comfortable. And even if it might cost a little bit extra or something like that, like I just love good quality. So I feel you on that, It's a good investment.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yeah. Think about all the stuff we threw away back in the day.
Right.
Because it's from wherever fast fashion brands.
Fast fashion. Yeah. No, for sure. All right, so I want to switch gears and talk about Art Basel a little bit. So I know this past Art Basel, you were very busy. I saw. One of the events that you were a part of was an event with Jeezy and Wallow as panelists as well. So talk to me about that. How did that come about?
So it's interesting because in this industry you don't know like who is talking about you. You know how they always say
Yeah.
like whoever's saying my name in rooms when I'm not there.
Yep.
You really don't know who's talking about you. So when I got the call, it was from Zoe Dollars, and shout out to him because he has definitely helped me a lot.
Nice.
So he hit me up and he was like, "Hey, YouTube is like looking for people that are like influencers in there, but like really influencers in the city, and that know people and can like bring this event together." So I was like, "Cool." And it's funny because when you get hit up for like bigger brands, for me, I'm just kind of like, maybe it's gonna happen, maybe it's not. I try not to get too excited because you just don't want to get too excited because you just never know what's gonna happen. So that took probably, it didn't really take long, but it's definitely a little bit more expensive when you're working with those brands because it comes with a lot of moving parts. But that just came about from literally Zoe alley-ooping me and just letting them know about me. But then I was at work one day and someone else told me that they had also said my name prior to. So I don't know the logistics, but I'm very grateful and thankful that people are talking about me. So that event just came about from just someone basically recommending me, just like anything else, like just someone recommended me and saying that I was a good fit. And then I guess they probably did their research and then we talked and then the event came to life. So
no, that's what's up. I mean, but like you said, that's people speaking your name in rooms when you're not there. That's a powerful thing.
It's very
especially
important.
like that's just it's a byproduct of you just being a good person. I mean, doing good business, and just being genuine. So that was major. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And I know plenty more to come. Plenty more big things to come for sure. So I mean, but kind of piggybacking off of that, how would you say that networking has played like into the success that you accomplished so far? I think that where you at right now, like how much is networking like been important to you?
So it's funny because I literally had this conversation with one of my little cousins the other day because she's in college right now. And I was just asking her like how she's navigating and what she's doing. And she was just saying, she just works and go to school. And I was like, well, you should join an organization. You should do certain things. So for me, my journey started when I went to college at TCC, which is a community college in Tallahassee. And there was a modeling troupe at FAMU by the name of Faces that I don't know if they found me or I found them. I'm not really sure. I can't really remember because it was a while ago.
Yeah.
But somehow, some way, I joined this organization, and I can honestly say that helped me so much because, man, I met because the thing with the organization, obviously, there's people that come before you. So then you have those people. You have the people that you come into the organization with, and then you have the people that come after. So I feel like with networking, college helped me a lot because it helps you get out your shell because you have to speak to people.
Yep.
It helps you, like, just modeling for college in general was just a thing that I didn't even know existed, like fashion shows and things like that. So I honestly feel like for me, I don't know what I would be doing had I not ever done that. Because if I think of the time when I moved back down to Fort Lauderdale, I wasn't really going out. I wasn't really talking to people. But I do remember that my two friends, I have my two homegirls, they're twins. I literally remember them calling me and saying, hey, there's like this thing, Art Basel, we're coming down, whatever, buy this ticket to this event, you need to come. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I trusted them enough to know, like, whatever they said, it was go. So literally, that Art Basel was like 2013. And that Basel, I met so many people just from going out. And those people are actually really pivotal people now, just in the world in general.
Yeah.
So I think if it wasn't for them and just the gift of gab and the fact that we knew so many people just from school that knew so many people, it probably would have been a little bit more difficult because obviously your network helps you.
Of course.
We all know that.
Yeah.
So I encourage a lot of people, especially like younger people, if you could just join an organization in whatever capacity that makes sense to you, join that organization because it literally can help you. Even if you just want a regular job, it can even help you do that.
Because you never know what it could lead to long term. It might not help you right there in that moment, but 5-10 years from now, somebody you done met back then that could help you put you in position for something.
Absolutely.
In the present.
Absolutely.
So Let's talk about some of the most precious luxuries in your life right now. I mean, that might be a deep question, but you know, you don't gotta think too deep on it. But I mean, it could be family, or if it's just the time you get to spend in the gym or at yoga, just something that you just enjoy doing right now, a luxury in your life.
Damn, that's a good question. Um, so it doesn't seem like it, but I spend a lot of time alone. So
Okay.
the luxury to me is the time I spend with my friends outside of the club. Like outside of going out, like if we go to dinner, if we go to like a movie, if we all go to like golfing, if we all just sit at whoever's house and chitty chat. And I think that's a luxury that I probably took for granted in the past that I cherish now, just literally just being with my friends and like talking. That I would definitely consider a luxury. And
Oh, you said golfing?
Top golf.
Okay.
Nah, not real golf. I ain't there yet. That's a different bag. Nah, real golf is a different bag. No, I'm not there yet. Like Top Golf, like we go there or like go to the movies or go bowling. I'm trying to think of what's another luxury. Obviously my niece is a really, really, really big part of my life. So I do enjoy those things. But yeah, I think quality time outside of the club, because you know how the club is. You can't really hear like that. You can't really tap in. You can't really know what people have going on. So I think that's the luxury, is like connecting with my real friends. Not saying that the people in the club are my friends, but like people that know me deeper than what you see on the internet or what you see when you go out.
I got you. Okay, no, that makes all the sense. I like that answer too. So I mean, to wrap up, you know, I just want to know, where is Jeanie headed this year? What's planned for 2024?
So for 2024, WheresJeanie is, I'm hoping to turn it into the agency that I have in my head.
Nice.
Which is managing, like right now I'm going to be managing one of my friends that's a DJ. And I think what I wanted to turn into is me managing all of like my friends that do things. And when I say manage, I mean like giving them a space, because a lot of brands reach out to me, right? So if a lot of brands reach out to me and I know who they can tap into, that's what I want WheresJeanie to be. I want it to just be a place that brands come to, and I facilitate them to my friends and or colleagues that I know are capable of pushing the culture forward, because I think that's where I can honestly say, from where I started to now, I don't feel like a lot of people put me on, which people don't have to put you on, but I feel like that's what I'm here for. Like, if I could connect the dot, I'm going to connect it. So that's what WheresJeanie is for me. It's connecting the dots that matter. And that's just in any field. So like whoever reaches out to me, I'm happy to know that I have a network that I can reach out to that can bring forth whatever their idea is.
I love that. Well, I wish you much success. I will wish you luck, but you don't need no luck, because I know you hustle. You know,
we get into it.
100%. So, Jeanie, thank you for coming. It's been an absolute pleasure.
Thank you.
Is there anything else you want to leave people with?
I mean, you can follow me at Original Jeanie. Thank you Friday. Every Friday at Red Rooster, at the pool hall upstairs. And just follow Original Jeanie, and everything you need to see will be there.
I love it. Well, thank you for watching The Sport of Luxury. I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks for tuning in.
This was fun.